Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So we are here for the last official challenge, the Maldives Monsoon. Definitely not played here that I'm aware of. Victor Romeo Mike Mike. Got 30 flights. Now it'll be interesting because it looks like nobody's gotten more than 24 to come in, so this might be one of those that's maybe not quite what it should be, and you know, some of these are pretty recent, so we'll have to see. So we're going to manage peak tourist season traffic during heavy rains in the monsoon at VRMM. Alright, so we're going to go to the Maldives monsoon. We need to pick the right database. Nothing interesting. Oh, no, I've done this once. Just on my own, I think. I don't know that I did it, but yeah, this is like out in the waterway type thing. I do remember this one. All right, we are here. We've got a pretty small airport. Just a few camera views to kind of get everything taken. We're coming in on runway 36. You can see the wind is 1 degree at 12 knots. Hopefully we won't have things kind of turn around.
Malay ground, Emirates 652 heavy with information Alpha, requesting push and start.
Emirates 652 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36.
Pushback approved, expect runway 36, Emirates 652 heavy.
So, yeah, not sure how quickly things are going to go along here. We'll probably move things a bit here in the beginning like normal. And, alright, we've got one coming in shortly. And then we're going to have another plane pulling out, the Virgin.
Malay ground, Emirates 652 heavy ready to taxi.
Emirates 652 heavy, taxi to runway 36 via Charlie. Yeah, we'll see, here we
Taxi
go.
To runway 36.
Because that'll get us
Charlie.
out to a faster
Emirates 652 heavy.
portion here. Emirates 652 heavy, runway 36, line up and wait. I just want to avoid
Runway
having
36,
any
line up and
issues.
wait. Emirates 652 heavy.
Alright, so Villana International Airport here.
Malay ground, Virgin 385 Echo heavy with information Alpha, requesting push and start.
And that works, getting cleared out there. Virgin 385 Echo Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36. So definitely some quick movement here, which is good.
Virgin 385 Echo heavy.
Because otherwise I think we could have a problem. Now he's already going to be kind of nose past there, so I'll just let him go that little bit. We've got a Singapore. That might be that one.
Tower, Sky Surfer 144 on final 36.
Sky Surfer 144, runway 36, cleared to land. Yeah, that is Singapore.
Runway 36.
But he's not till
Sky Surfer
1708,
144.
so he's about 4 minutes away. So I think we'll be fine. The Virgin should be clear. Emirates 652 heavy, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 36.
So I think the
cleared for
biggest
immediate
trick
takeoff.
is
On
going
reaching
to be
altitude 500, contact departure.
not
Emirates 652
taxiing
heavy.
behind these planes at some point. You know, basically staying out on Charlie as long as possible when we're coming into the terminal. So I'm going to have to look and see what that looks like. Because, yeah, it's Bravo 3. Bravo 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know that we'll need to go to Bravo 9.
Malay ground, Virgin 385 Echo Heavy ready to taxi.
Virgin 385 Echo Heavy, taxi to runway 36. So we'll head out over
Taxi to
here.
runway
So
36.
a little
Virgin
less
385
noisy
Echo
without
Heavy.
being over the runway. Virgin 385 Echo Heavy, runway 36, line up and wait. And that's going to be the key too, is just using
Runway
that
36, line up and
trick
wait. Virgin
to
385 Echo
not
Heavy.
get delays. But we've got one plane that is away. I mean, the heavies take a long time to take off.
Malindo Express 295 on final 36.
Malindo Express 295, runway 36, cleared to land.
Runway 36, cleared to land. Malindo Express 295.
Yeah, it's definitely slow with the turns and all of that, but alright, and again, Singapore Air is still 3 minutes, well, 2 minutes, I guess, from calling in, so we'll be good there. Yeah, we've definitely got some flights down here, too, so we'll see how all of this pans out as we start having things come in. Now, this is a DH-8 Delta, so it's a de Havilland 8, which is a prop plane, so that's not going to be moving very fast, so we're going to get him cleared. Virgin 385 Echo Heavy, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Alright, and at this
Runway
point,
36, cleared
looks
for
like
immediate
Emirates
takeoff.
is
Upon
heading
reaching
off
altitude
in
500,
that
contact
direction.
departure. Virgin 385 Echo Heavy.
So yeah, I'm not sure. This is a geography lesson I would fail. I do not know where the Maldives are. There's a lot of W airports coming, which I think are down like in the Australia, New Zealand area. Or whiskey airports, I guess. You know, if we try to stay phonetic, you know, avionics, aviation phonetic. But, alright, so, got some things going. We can,
Malay Tower, Villa Air 607 on final 36.
Villa Air 607, runway 36, cleared to land. Alright, now we can speed
Runway
it up
36,
a tiny bit
cleared to
again.
land. Villa Air 607.
Just get us closer there. Singapore 432 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36. Alright,
Pushback
so
approved,
it's going to
expect
go
runway
that way, which
36.
is great, rather
Singapore
than
432 Heavy.
going over there. So that will work beautifully. I like that, I like that.
Malay ground, Singapore 432 Heavy with information Alpha, requesting push and start.
Alright, so the de Havilland is coming in. We only have 2 flights handled, and we're almost 9 minutes into the scenario, so it might get unpleasant. I don't know. The biggest key is probably going to be vacating, because again, some of these are going to vacate quickly because they're slow. The one behind it is a Boeing 737 Heavy, so you know, that should come in, I would think. But he's landing. Again, will he vacate by there, or is he going to go all the way down there? I don't know. But we'll find out shortly. Oh, we've got another Sky Surfer coming in already. It's next in sequence. So, pretty busy on both ends. Sky Surfer 144, taxi to terminal. Alright, so they're going right
Taxi
to the
terminal.
first gate.
Sky Surfer 144.
Alright, and this one, as I said, is almost landing right
Malay
away.
ground, Singapore 432 Heavy ready to taxi.
Singapore 432 Heavy, taxi to runway 36. Singapore 432 Heavy, runway 36, line up and wait.
Taxi to runway 36. Singapore 432 Heavy. Runway 36. Line
Now
up and
again,
wait.
he's
Singapore 432 Heavy.
hard to tell, but that's the Malindo Express. Again, that's coming from Whiskey Mike Kilo Kilo. I have no idea what that is. He's clearly rolling by that taxiway, so he's going to go further. It's an AT-72 coming in. So that again is a slow plane, but we'll get this one vacated so that we don't miss it. Looks like Virgin is heading that way. So definitely a lot there. Malindo Express 295, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal.
He's going
Malindo
way down.
Express 295.
Singapore 432 Heavy, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 36. Cleared for immediate takeoff.
Alright.
On reaching altitude
So
500.
they're just
Contact
about
departure.
there.
Singapore 432 Heavy.
Is he going? It says taxiing. Okay, now he's moving. I'm like, please don't delay me and cause me point loss that I don't want to have.
Malay Tower, Sky Server 264 on final 36.
Sky Surfer 264, runway 36, cleared to land.
Runway 36, clear to land. Sky Server 264.
Alright, we actually don't have much time, because in about 8 seconds we're going to have another one calling in.
Malay ground. Bangkok Air 714 with information Alpha, requesting push and start.
Bangkok Air 714, pushback approved, expect runway 36. Alright, so that's
Pushback
another
approved,
one I
expect
could
runway 36.
potentially
Bangkok
get
Air
out.
714.
We'll see. Now this is what I'm talking about, where we're going to have some potential problems. 4 flights handled. Alright, Virgin's out there. We no longer have sight of the initial plane that left. I don't even remember who it was. So we'll not worry about it. Alright, he's starting to go back, but it takes a bit before they do anything, so... Alright. So Villa Air is coming in. We don't have anybody else that's been given to us from approach yet. But yeah, it's going to be interesting if we can get out ahead of him. But, okay, at least if he vacates at the same point, at least Malindo Express is passed. But yeah, I'm worried more about this than I am the other, but let's see. Villa Air 607, taxi to terminal. Alright, so they're tucking in pretty close there.
607.
Alright, he seems to be moving a little quicker now that he got here. And no, he's not following that line, so... But the question is, how close...
Malay ground. Bangkok Air 714 ready to taxi.
Bangkok Air 714, taxi to runway 36. I might leave him.
Taxi to runway 36. Bangkok Air 714.
Actually, we can probably change it. Bangkok 714, taxi to runway 36 via Charlie.
Negative. I'm departure. Bangkok Air 714.
Bangkok Air 714, taxi to runway 36 via Charlie.
Taxi to
Okay.
runway 36.
And that slowed
via
him
Charlie.
down a little, so that
Bangkok
works
Air
nicely.
714.
Bangkok Air 714, runway 36, line up and wait. Alright, we do have another one.
Runway 36. Line up and wait. Bangkok Air
I was
714.
getting a little worried that I missed somebody, but not yet. Alright, this is Sky Surfer. It's a little slow. But we've got a B-752 coming in behind him. So that could become entertaining very quickly. We don't have anybody else calling that they're boarding yet, so we're still at 4 flights. So,
Malay Tower, Azure Air 222 on final 36.
Azure Air 222, runway 36, cleared to land. Again, he is a de
Runway
Havilland,
36, cleared to land. Azure Air 222.
so I think I'll be able to get him off. Bangkok Air 714, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Getting a little
Bangkok
closer
Air
than I'd like.
714.
Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Throttle up, please. I want those blue lines to go away. Alright. Wow, that got closer than I liked. But again, the de Havilland's probably coming in at 100 knots or less. So it won't take long, because this is an Airbus 319 taking off here. So, yeah, I mean, he's coming in, but he's just finally coming over the lights, getting over the threshold, and so yeah, we're good. All right, so we now have 6 flights, shortly to have 7, and there we go, 7. So nobody calling in, but we do have another one that approaches handed to us. Etihad, or Etihad. He usually understands me pretty well. Sky Surfer 264, taxi to terminal. Alright, so they're going in between.
Taxi to terminal. Sky Surfer 264.
So we're hitting gates. Oh, and we've got a Condor that's going to load. I'm not sure which one of these. Maybe it's the black plane? Or maybe, I think maybe that one. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So we've got what? Aeroflot, Turkish. We don't have that many more to take off, so I don't know if we're going to have just a lot of arrivals or what. But I'm not sure how this is going to play out. But we are more than a quarter past the hour, and we are not, I don't know, we're a little under a quarter handled for sure. So definitely not enjoying this. We're not getting anything else for quite a bit, so we'll move these along.
Tower, Etihad 378 heavy on final 36.
Etihad 378 heavy, runway 36, cleared to land. That's a 789.
Runway 36, cleared to land.
Big
Etihad
boys coming
378
in.
heavy.
So, alright, so we're still 3 minutes away from the next plane, so we're going to move this along. Alright. Obviously, again, I don't want to screw anything up. Alright, we do have another one on approach. Okay, he's going past that, so he's going to have the long taxi. So we're going to have to see, because again, we've got a few planes here, and if it like decides it's going to come in, like it can cause me some problems. So let's see what we're going to get here. Still got a minute till the plane's going to call in. Azure Air 222, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal.
Alright, so
Azure
the
Air
good news
222.
is he's coming in before anything else is. So I think we'll be okay. We have a Sky Surfer
Malay Tower,
that's going to call in.
403 on final 36.
Minnow 403, runway 36, cleared to land. We got some quick arrivals because
Runway
there's a
36,
Qatari a
clear
couple
to land.
minutes behind
Runway
there too.
403.
So, yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Alright, and I think in less than 10 seconds, that Condor should finally be calling in.
Malay ground. Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey Heavy with information Alpha. Requesting
Condor
push and
8
start.
Kilo Whiskey Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36. So I'm worried he's gonna face, alright, he's not.
Pushback approved,
Okay.
expect runway
Because I'm
36.
worried I was worried he
Condor 8
was
Kilo
gonna
Whiskey
face
Heavy.
this way, like the one from gate 4 did. And then I'm like, now we're gonna potentially be nose to nose, even though he's taking a bit to meander down. But again, I think he has to get past these general aviation gates and kind of get to the terminal. Like the space between the terminal, like past the fuel dumps and all that. So, not fuel dumps, but fuel tanks. Alright, I'm assuming Qatari's gonna call in soon. And then again, we have a Sky Surfer, but I don't see any other small planes other than what came in. So I don't know if we're gonna get something else, but again, that's about 3 minutes from now, so we've got some time. But we obviously are going to have a good amount of traffic coming down the runways. So
Malay Tower, Qatari 672 Heavy on final 36.
Qatari 672 Heavy, runway 36, cleared to land. Alright.
Runway 36.
And we know,
cleared to land.
as a Heavy,
Qatari
I
672
mean, he may
Heavy.
even go further, but we'll see. I mean, they tend to have pretty good brakes, so we shall see how it all plays out. But yeah, he's coming pretty quickly. Alright, that Maven's an AT-72 again, the
Malay
Minuin.
ground. Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey Heavy ready to taxi.
Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey Heavy, taxi to runway 36. Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey Heavy, runway 36, line up and wait.
Negative.
I'm gonna say,
Runway
is it
not
going?
found. Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey Heavy. Runway 36. Line up and wait. Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey
Alright,
Heavy.
looks like runway not found. Etihad 378 Heavy, taxi to terminal. Whoop, that's
Taxi to
exactly what I was
Etihad
worried about.
378 Heavy.
Etihad 378 Heavy, taxi to terminal via Charlie Bravo 8. Alright, that'll work.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie. Bravo 8. Etihad 378 Heavy.
And then if we have something else coming out, it might work, because these should rotate this way, so I think we'll be okay. Alright, because yeah, the Azure Air is already in there. Etihad's coming. We're still only at 8 flights, and we are right now at 1725, so this is a bit concerning. So, I think he's going to gate 3, yep. So, that will get those in there. So, let's see where we're at. So, not sure. Let's see. Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey Heavy, runway 36. Cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Runway 36. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Condor 8 Kilo Whiskey Heavy.
Malay ground. Sky Surfer 145 with information Alpha. Requesting push and start.
Sky Surfer 145, pushback approved, expect runway 36.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 36. Sky Surfer 145.
Alright. And again, the ETOD should steer clear of things because, yeah, that Turkish, I think, is going to push back in less than 2 minutes, so it's going to become... It could have become really interesting if he had gone through there. I think I would have had to delay him.
Thai Asia 177 on final 36.
Thai Asia 177, runway 36, cleared to land.
Runway 36, clear to land. Thai Asia
Minoan
177.
403, taxi to terminal. Alright, so he's
Taxi to
going in
terminal.
there.
Minoan
We should
403.
have time, because I'm assuming he's going to come out pretty quickly. Alright, so he's past Turkish already. So that is excellent. Alright.
Fully ground. Sky Surfer 145 ready to taxi.
Sky Surfer 145, taxi to runway 36 via Charlie. I want to get him out as quick as I
Taxi to runway
can.
36 via Charlie. Sky Surfer 145.
Sky Surfer 145, runway 36, line up and wait.
Runway 36, line up and wait. Sky Surfer 145.
Alright, let's see. Alright, he's out ahead of that, which is good. Alright, and he's parked, which is even better. So yeah, I'm curious because nobody had anywhere near 3,000 points, so I don't know if this is one of those scenarios where we get fewer planes. So I think he's going to pull
Rolling
in
ground.
there.
Turkish 735 heavy with information alpha. Requesting push and start.
Turkish 735 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36. Alright, so they're going to go
Pushback
out
approved.
that
Expect
way,
Runway 36. Turkish 735 heavy.
which is
Relay tower.
fine.
Capital Jet
Oop.
455
Qatari
heavy on final
672
36.
heavy, taxi to terminal. How much did we get delayed?
Taxi to terminal.
26
Qatari
seconds, so
672 heavy.
not too bad. Oh, we're going to run him around again. Qatari 672 heavy, taxi to terminal via Charlie Bravo 8.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie. Bravo 8.
Now, there's a
Qatari
potential
672
problem
heavy.
there, but I think we'll be alright. Alright. Sky Surfer 145, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Runway 36, cleared for immediate
That
takeoff.
is an
on reaching
A320,
altitude 500.
so
Contact departure.
Capital
Sky
Jet
Surfer
455 heavy, runway 36, cleared to land.
Runway 36, cleared to land. Capital Jet 455 heavy.
Okay, Aeroflot is going to be coming. So, a little bit of a mess up on the Qatari. We lost 26 seconds, so that'll be at least 10 points. Or it'll be 10 points, because I think any time is bad, but as long as we stay under a minute, we'll be okay. But it's just like, how many are we going to handle? We are now past 1730. We've only got 12 handled. We theoretically have 18 to go. But again, I just don't know if we're just missing some. Now again, we're going to have 13 handled in a moment when this one departs the runway.
Rolling ground. Turkish 735
Turkish
heavy ready to taxi.
735 Heavy, taxi to runway 36.
Taxi to runway 36. Turkish 735 heavy.
Turkish 735 Heavy, runway 36, line up and wait. Alright, so they're in the faster part now.
Turkish 735 heavy.
So at this point they'll go quicker. The question is, I see the Aeroflot is going to call in about 30 or 40 seconds, because this will be clear. But the question is, will he have enough? Because he's going to call in 30, 40 seconds, and it's going to take him about 2 minutes to push back. It's just, is the Qatari going to get clear by then? I would hope so. Because it did get in there before the Turkish got anywhere close. Because, yeah, I can't taxi the Aeroflot out. But I could always tell him to stand by. Alright, so we've got that in there. That's good. Alright, so the Qatari is getting close, and the Aeroflot hasn't even called in yet.
Malay ground.
Oh, there it is.
325 heavy with information alpha, requesting push and start.
Aeroflot 325 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36. Alright. And again, this one will go by, and he's going to one of those gates, so that'll be fine.
Villa Air 608 on final 36.
Villa Air 608, runway 36, cleared to land. I was like, what am I telling him?
Runway 36, clear to land. Villa Air 608.
Just trying not to miss my next opportunity here. Thai Asia 177, taxi to terminal via Charlie Bravo 8. So we're kind of going to do the same thing.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie. Bravo 8. Thai Asia 177.
Alright, why is it not... Did it take it? It says it's taxiing. I think we're going to wait on the Turkish at this point. Because, yeah, we're too close. Alright, now it updated it. And again, we should be fine because he's still rotating off the runway. Like, he's way further back than the Qatari was. But we only have 13 flights handled. Again, the Qatari will park soon, but yeah, this is getting a bit much here. Gonna give him a little bit more time, I think.
Aeroflot 325 heavy ready to taxi.
Aeroflot 325 Heavy, taxi to runway 36. Aeroflot 325 Heavy, runway 36, line up and wait. Well, now let me get him to vacate. Capital Jet 455 Heavy, taxi to terminal via Charlie Bravo 8. Turkish 735 Heavy, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 36, line up and wait.
Alright, we've got a Malindo Express.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie.
Leaving
Bravo 8,
somewhere.
Capital Jet 455 Heavy.
Runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Alright,
Turkish
so
735
we've got a lot
heavy.
of planes heading down there. Again, this is an A-72, so I should be able to get this Aeroflot off. I think that's a Polish airline, if I recall. It's going to Uniform Echo Echo. I don't know if that's over in Eastern Europe somewhere. Could be. Might not be. I don't know. But yeah, once he takes off, we'll be 15 of 15. We'll be halfway. At a little past 1735. Aeroflot 325 Heavy, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Now again, it's a heavy following a heavy, so I shouldn't have the wake turbulence problem I sometimes do.
Contact departure. Aeroflot 325.
Alright, another Sky Surfer's coming in. So, I just feel like we're going to get fewer planes. Something's off where things aren't going to appear, so... But as long as I'm getting in the same score, because that one scenario, like, we weren't.
Malay ground, Malindo Express 296 with information Alpha, requesting push and start.
Malindo Express 296, pushback approved, expect runway 36. Oh, thank goodness.
Pushback approved,
So that'll work.
expect runway 36. Malindo Express
Because I know it's
296.
going to come in at Bravo 8 and then go to a gate, and I'm like, if it needs to come out Bravo 8, we're going to have a problem, but he's coming out Bravo 9. So that's excellent, honestly. Alright, so now we have 16 handled. So Turkish is already banking and turning. I don't know if Aeroflot's going to go the same way or not. Not really worried about it. And again, the Sky Surfer hasn't called in. We're going to have something... It's beyond, but without a Y. Beyond Zero. That certainly sounds like a black plane. I'm assuming it's this one, but I don't know. And that's 1739, so we better be close to not getting planes or we won't have time, because this isn't like the fastest taxiing airport. Alright, Aeroflot's kind of going straight, so he's not turning as much.
Malay Tower, Sky Surfer 226 on final 36.
Sky Surfer 226, runway 36, clear to land. Okay, nobody
Runway
else
36.
yet
Clear to land. Sky Surfer
calling in.
226.
Yeah, we got Capital Jet. Does it say that? Yeah, Capital Airlines. Interesting. Don't know who they are from. But we've got an ETOD also, and then Beyond Zero.
Malay ground, Malindo Express 296 ready to taxi.
So maybe that ETOD will leave again. I don't know. Malindo 296, standby. Malindo Express 296, standby. So I'm going to give him a little bit
Standby.
until...
Malindo Express 296.
I can't hold him too long without a penalty, but I can hold for a little bit. Malindo Express 296, taxi to runway 36.
Taxi to runway 36. Malindo Express 296.
Malindo Express 296, runway 36, line up and wait. Alright.
Runway 36, line up and wait. Malindo
Alright,
Express
about
296.
30 seconds, we're going to get that Beyond Zero, whatever that is, so we'll move up again.
Malay ground. Beyond 080
Yep,
with
there it
information
is.
Alpha, requesting push and start.
Beyond 080, pushback approved, expect runway 36. Oh, shoot. Villa Air 608, taxi to terminal. How long was he sitting there?
Pushback approved, expect runway 36. Beyond
Villa Air
080.
606, taxi to terminal. Villa Air 608, taxi to terminal. I can't read numbers. Villa Air 608, taxi to terminal.
Negative. Invalid
Oh my
target.
goodness. A
Villa Air
minute
608.
and 12 seconds.
Negative.
Grr.
Invalid target. Villa Air 608.
I was too...
Taxi to terminal. Villa Air 608.
Alright. Malindo Express 296, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. So, I blew...
Runway 36.
Now I'm
cleared
2
for
minutes
immediate
of delay.
takeoff On reaching altitude 500.
So
Contact departure.
not happy at
Malindo
all.
Express 296.
But we'll see. Alright, he's coming in behind. So that's okay. I was too worried about everything else that was happening over here that I forgot about him landing. Nobody else is on strips again. Obviously, we still have the Sky Surfer coming in. But yeah, we have 18 handled now. Obviously, we've got, you know,
Relay ground.
3.
Beyond 080 ready to taxi.
Beyond 080, taxi to runway 36 via Charlie. Whoops. Beyond 80, taxi to runway 36 via Charlie.
Negative. Invalid target. Beyond 080. Taxi to runway 36.
Beyond
via
080,
Charlie.
runway 36,
Beyond
line
080.
up and wait.
Runway
And
36,
again, we've
line
got
up
an
and wait.
ETOD
Beyond 080.
pushing back, so that will be coming. I'm assuming it's this one turning around, because I don't see another one. But we'll see how that all works out. Alright, and again, it's a real slow plane, but yeah, he's going to take a while to get there regardless, so. Alright, we are now 19 handled, because obviously the Malindo Express took off. We're going to be at 20 handled shortly, so that'll give us a base of 2,000. And,
Malay ground. ETR 379 heavy with information alpha. Requesting push and start.
ETOD 379 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36.
Pushback approved, expect runway 36. ETR 379 heavy.
Alright, well, obviously this one's... Oh, and we got another ETOD coming in. This one's delayed, because this... Yeah, 1733, so... It's coming in a little late, but that's okay. We'll take it. It's another plane. So, that's all we can hope for, right? Oh, and we got a Qatari heading out too. So that is nice. So that will be vacating before we know it. Let's not let him not leave the runway this time. So, we have no rush because we don't have anybody even cleared to come in yet. But yeah, we've got a plane for 1747, and then beyond that, I'm not sure what'll happen. Sky Surfer 226, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal.
Alright,
Sky Surfer
so
226.
that's where the one came out. Beyond 080, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 36. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching
They
altitude
just take
500.
so long.
Contact departure.
If I couldn't
Beyond
see the
080.
taxiing thing in Tower Companion, I'd be like, what is going on? But, okay. So we have that.
Malay ground. ETR 379 heavy ready to taxi.
ETOD 379 heavy, taxi to runway 36.
Taxi to runway 36. ETR 379
And we can
heavy.
just clear him to go. ETOD 379 heavy, runway 36, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Because, yeah, beyond 080
Runway
is
36,
off.
Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500.
Now they're going
Contact
to
departure.
Oscar
ETR 379
Mike Delta
heavy.
Whiskey, so they're kind of
Malay
going to the
Tower,
Middle
ETR
East somewhere, I
338 heavy on
think.
final 36.
ETOD 338 heavy, runway 36, cleared to land. And we've got another Azure Air coming in,
Runway
which is
36,
awesome.
cleared to land.
So-
ETR 338 heavy.
Again, I don't think there's enough time, but yeah, we have, what, 5 total? Because there's going to be a Qatari calling in, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, 5. So, and the Azure Air that will be coming in. So that would get us to 4 short, but we'd be at 26 planes handled. So, and if we get anything else, that would be a bonus, but I don't know that there's anything else that's going to happen. Because I'm thinking this might be it. So somehow 4 planes don't get dealt with, which is ridiculous, but whatever. Alright, so there they go, and in about a minute and a half, we're going to have another one. We might have Azure Air before that.
Malay Tower, Azure Air 223 on final 36.
Azure Air 223, runway 36, cleared to land. Alright.
Runway 36, cleared to land, Azure Air 223.
Qatari 673 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 36. Qatari 673 Heavy.
Alright, so now we're down to 3, and yes, that'll get us to 26
Malay
handled,
ground.
but
Qatari 673 Heavy with information Alpha. Requesting push and start.
I'll tell you, it's disappointing. Because I just don't like when they're like that. Like, to me, they weren't fleshed out, they weren't really tested, but, and the official scenario should be better than that. Whoop. Qatari 673 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36.
Negative, am not at terminal.
Oh.
Qatari 673 Heavy.
Why is it taking so long? Wow, he is taking forever. Well, let me get him off, I guess. Because, yeah, if he doesn't move, that's not going to help, but this seems to be taking a really long time. Is he showing up as... Yeah, he's showing up as pushback startup. So, is this like a bug? I don't understand. Why is he not moving? Etihad 338 Heavy, taxi to terminal. Via Charlie Bravo 8.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie. Bravo 8.
I mean, he's got a gate.
Etihad 338 Heavy.
Yeah, he's not moving. It says pushback startup, but he's not moving. Qatari 673 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 36.
Negative, am not at terminal. Qatari 673 Heavy.
Wow. Lovely. So, I don't know why, but clearly that's not going to happen, so that stinks, because now we're going to be at 2,500. That'll be it. So, I don't know how that compares to everybody else, but yeah, we're down to less than 10 minutes, and we don't have anybody. Yeah, he is not going. And he's not, like, waiting for taxi or anything like that. Are these guys gonna make it, too? Because, my God, it's 17... I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I hope they make it. But we'll speed it up. We'll get to the end. We'll see what we see. But, yeah, this Qatari ain't going. God, that sucks. Huh. Alright. Azure Air 223, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, Azure Air 223.
Azure Air 223, taxi to terminal via Charlie Bravo 7.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie, Bravo 7, Azure Air 223.
Alright, 52, so now we're at 53, so we should be okay. Because, yeah, he's got to get in there. That's 100 points! Darn it. You are terrible. But he's in. So, yes, we have 23 handled. Now we're only going to have 24 handled. So yeah, somehow, how did we lose one more? I guess I counted something wrong, but yeah, that's gonna be it. So yeah, we only have 2,400. We have 6. I mean, we've got one stuck. So that doesn't help, but at this point we'll let it run out so that it ends
Malay ground
properly.
radio check. How do you read? Qatari 673 heavy.
What are you talking about? You wouldn't push back. How do I read? Let's go to the menu. So 2380. I guess I'll pull this back here so you can see. Alright, well, that ties us. So man, if I hadn't had that one, I would have been... But yeah, that seems like that's the best we can do. So, oh well. So we're right up there with Suns, but we could have beat Suns by 10 if I hadn't messed up on that one plane. But that's okay. So at this point, we have finished all of the available official challenges. So, hopefully that's been enjoyable. Now we're going to go to what may be less enjoyable in the future. We'll look at some of the shared challenges. Again, we're 50% here. We've got one really bad, one pretty good. I may go ahead and try this LA one since I already have it kind of queued up. And then we'll, kind of deal with that. And then we'll jump in and kind of go through them, kind of like we did before in sequence. But let's see. We'll have a Boston Logan, LAX, of course. Couple, yeah, that's right, the taxiway ones. But there's a good amount of things. It's just like I said, I'm worried because I think the LAX one was 2 hours, like the others, and that's a lot of flights in 2 hours. So now again, you're landing on 6 right, taking off on 25 left and right. So I'm hoping that there's a lot of departures, and then you really need that. I mean, you can probably change the runways, but the problem is if it's restricted like this, my guess is it doesn't have any requirements, so maybe it's probably just set that way, but we could potentially adjust if it made sense. So I'll worry about that when it's time to worry about that. But as always, if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like or subscribed, please consider that. And I will see you next time.